Ethan had spent months trying to win Leo over. Soon after Leo finally said yes, a text arrived. It was from an anonymous number. The message contained screenshots from a group chat. The words on the screen were a betrayal. Ethan's friends called Leo disgusting for liking men. Leo scrolled through the history of the messages. He learned the entire truth of the situation. Ethan's pursuit was just a reckless dare. It was a game born from boredom. Leo was the chosen test subject for Ethan. Ethan had described him as having potential. He saw a thrilling challenge in the experiment. So Ethan chased him. Then he confessed his feelings. Leo found Ethan leaning over a pool table. His brow was furrowed in concentration. A silver cross hung low on his chest. Several girls nearby were secretly taking photos. They whispered excitedly to each other. Leo walked over without a word. He shoved Ethan to the floor. His fist connected with Ethan's eye socket. "You are a complete bastard." "Ethan." Leo felt like he had been played for a fool. Hot anger rushed to his head. He raised his fist to strike again. Ethan flipped him onto the ground. He sat on Leo's stomach to hold him down. His legs trapped Leo's waist tightly. Leo could not move at all. "What is wrong with you?" Ethan's tone was cool and indifferent. Leo glared at him, forcing words out. "Straight guy dare." Ethan seemed to understand. He nodded slowly. He admitted he had wanted to play longer. He was curious about how people like Leo date, but he supposed the fun was over now. He stood up, leaving a lingering warmth. It felt like a ghost of their past closeness. Then Ethan lifted his leg. He kicked Leo hard in the ribs. The force of the blow was stunning. Leo felt like his bones might shatter. A dark bruise would surely form there. Ethan's eyes darkened at the sight of the mark. He said the kick made them even. He told Leo to get lost. Leo left without any hesitation. Chaos erupted back in the rec room. Ethan was seething with frustration. He snapped his expensive custom cue stick. His friend Chris came over to him. Chris asked if he was in a bad mood. He suggested a party to blow off steam. Ethan took a long drag from his cigarette. The smoke made his narrow eyes seem sharper. He was not really in the mood for it, but there was something he needed to confirm. Ethan later sat on a plush sofa. A girl at the party ran her hands up his arm. She moved closer to his chest. Her red lips were about to touch his. Suddenly, an image appeared in his mind. It was Leo's face again. He wondered if this attraction was contagious. Ethan pushed the person off him like a shock. He stormed out, knocking over tables. He cursed Leo's name under his breath. Spilled drinks covered the floor. Everyone stared, confused by his outburst. Leo bought a bag of ice from a campus vending machine. He sat on a bench outside his dorm. He winced while pressing the cold pack to his side. That guy Ethan really knew how to hurt someone. Leo eventually tossed the empty bag away. His eyes felt hot with unshed tears. Ethan would never know what those 6 months meant. Leo had always been quiet and reserved. Other boys had ostracized him for it. They called him feminine and weak. He never dared to let anyone know his true self. Then he met Ethan in college. Ethan was from a wealthy family, a known rebel. He was demanding but seemed devoted to Leo. Once Leo had a toothache late at night. Ethan drove him to the emergency room. Another time, Leo craved a specific street food. Ethan bought it and carefully prepared it. He arranged it so it would not burn his mouth. Ethan thought he had converted Leo, but Leo had always been attracted to men. Ethan's intense pursuit had been overwhelming. His confession had been simple but powerful. He asked for a chance to stand by Leo's side. He wanted to face the world with him. Leo had accepted without reservation. He had even kissed Ethan first. Ethan had pulled back sharply then. Leo foolishly thought he had just been startled. "You really are an idiot, Leo." He coughed, choking on his own thoughts. He must have looked completely ridiculous. His neck was stretched out in discomfort. A bottle of water appeared beside him. He opened it without looking. He drank nearly half of it gratefully. His voice trailed off. He recognized the person next to him. It was Ethan's sworn rival, Jake. Leo's guard went up instantly. He scooted far away on the stone bench. Jake was on the university swim team. He had a sharp buzz cut and a tall frame. He was rumored to be incredibly popular. But Leo instinctively disliked him. Jake had a cocky, flippant attitude. He had even harassed Leo before. Ethan had run a 3,000-meter race. He was exhausted and called Leo for help. Leo had brought him a sports drink. He passed a group of athletes training. They were all shirtless and sweating. Leo blushed and tried to hurry past. But Jake had grabbed his arm. He had looked down at Leo with a smirk. He asked if the drink was for Ethan. Leo knew their families were business rivals. The two of them were always at odds. Leo had no reason to like Jake. "What's it to you?" He tried to pull away. Instead, Jake had lifted him effortlessly. He did 50 squats while holding Leo. Leo had struggled helplessly in his arms. Jake's hot muscles were pressed against him. When he was done, he finally put Leo down. He glanced at the drink with amusement. He apologized for his excess energy. He claimed he needed weight for his training. So Leo had been used as exercise equipment. "You're insane," Leo had stammered at him. As he left, Jake's friends were laughing. One asked if Jake had a crush on him. Jake had just chuckled. He said Leo was Ethan's little girlfriend. He was just running to deliver supplies. Thinking about it now made Leo cringe. Jake sat down beside him shamelessly. "I saw everything. Your boyfriend hit you. That guy Ethan doesn't know how to treat people." Leo squeezed the plastic bottle until it cracked. He tried to make himself seem intimidating. "Don't you have anything better to do? Did you follow me just to laugh at me?" "Who said I'm laughing?" "Then why are you here?" "I'm here to steal you away." Leo was stunned into silence. He stared at the other man. Jake raised an eyebrow and smiled lazily. "How about you try dating a different man?" Leo swallowed hard. Jake continued to watch him. A wicked smile played on his lips. The implication was perfectly clear. Leo slowly processed the situation. This jerk was messing with him again. He jumped up from the bench. He accused Jake of using him to annoy Ethan. "It won't work. Ethan is straight and doesn't care about me. Our whole relationship was a stupid game." Leo's voice grew louder with his frustration. He did not care if passersby were staring. "Yes, I like men. Does that mean I deserve to be your toy?" He unleashed all his anger at Jake. Jake seemed surprised by the outburst. His expression turned serious. He started to say something, then stopped. "Do you think this is fun?" Leo shot back before Jake could finish. His eyes started to burn again. Jake closed his mouth and sighed. "Leo, you're really something else." Jake never finished his sentence. It bothered Leo all the way back to his dorm. He walked up the stairs. The motion-activated light flickered on. A figure leaning in the corner was illuminated. It was Ethan. The sight of him made Leo's side ache. He walked past without making eye contact. He could smell the faint scent of alcohol. He was stopped before he could get far. Ethan pinned him against the wall. His hands were on either side of Leo's head. "Are you the reason I'm like this? I can't stop thinking about you." Leo turned his head to avoid him. "I don't know what you're talking about." Ethan's hand found the bruise on Leo's side. He rubbed it gently. "Are you still angry with me?" "I'm sorry. I shouldn't have hit you." You know no one has ever defied me like that. He buried his face in Leo's neck. Leo, let's get back together. Leo kicked Ethan hard in the knee. It was payback for the earlier blow. Ethan grunted in pain and released him. Leo spoke in a cold, steady voice. Ethan, it was over the moment I saw those messages. This isn't a small fight. We are broken up. The timed light went out. The hallway plunged into darkness. The loss of sight heightened his other senses. Ethan was silent, but his ragged breathing betrayed his rage. If you're done, I'm leaving. He took a step up the stairs. A hand grabbed the back of his collar. Ethan's hand clamped onto the back of his neck. He pushed Leo's face against the cold wall. Don't mess with me. Leo struggled against his grip. Are you crazy? Ethan, let me go. Ethan turned him around and kissed him harshly. Leo bit his lip until he tasted blood. Ethan pulled back, freeing him. Leo leaned against the wall, gagging. Do I make you sick, Leo? In the dark, Ethan's eyes glinted. Leo glared back defiantly. Wouldn't you be sick if someone forced you? Ethan let out a bitter laugh. He stepped back and sat on the stairs. He lit a cigarette. He seemed to regain his usual composure. He told Leo he was only brave with him. He wondered how Leo would handle a group. Ethan rested an elbow on his knee. The cigarette glowed between his fingers. What do you mean by that? Leo paused on the stairs. The man chuckled softly. You told me yourself, Leo. You told me about your greatest fear. You're terrified of being bullied by a group. He exhaled a cloud of smoke. This was the real Ethan. Cruel and unpredictable. He had worn a mask to get close to Leo. He played the part of a gentleman perfectly. Leo had fallen for it completely. Early in the semester, Leo had issues with roommates. They targeted him for small things. They disliked him intensely. During orientation, one roommate asked about sunscreen. Someone else laughed and told him to ask the queer. Their eyes all shifted to Leo's desk. They never used physical violence, but their words were a constant torment. But then Ethan had stepped in. He fought all 5 of them for Leo. He ignored the school administration. He forced the dorms to give Leo a new room. Afterward, he had asked Leo why he never fought back. Leo had confessed his childhood trauma. He explained his deep-seated fear of confrontation. Ethan had promised to protect him from then on. Now Ethan held that vulnerability in his hands. It was a landmine waiting to explode. Leo couldn't sleep that night. The next day, the campus gossip site exploded. A video of Leo kissing Ethan was posted. Clearly showed Ethan recoiling in shock. There were screenshots of the group chat too. The comments section was a flood of hatred. I knew Ethan was too good for a gay guy. He was obviously just messing around. That flinch is priceless. I've watched it 10 times. That guy always seemed so feminine. I feel sick knowing he might have liked me. I think I made eye contact with him once. I need to wash my eyes out. Was this Ethan's punishment for rejecting him? A devastating blow to his reputation. Leo's hands trembled as he closed the app. He forced himself to go to his class. It was a required physical education course. Without Ethan's protection, things were different. As soon as he arrived, everyone stared. The other students gave him a wide berth. A large empty space formed around him. The instructor told everyone to stand closer. Someone shouted that he was afraid of the gay guy. The class erupted in laughter. The instructor looked at Leo awkwardly. He quickly changed the subject. Let's not waste any more time. We'll be practicing with our partners today. We need to prepare for the final exam. Leo felt his body turn to stone. His tennis partner was Ethan. They had signed up for the class together. Across the court, Ethan stood waiting. His arms were crossed. a smirk on his face. He was waiting for Leo to beg. Leo had to pass the class. He walked over to Ethan. "Ethan, are we going to practice?" Someone interrupted him. It was Ethan's friend Chris. "Sorry I'm late, bro. Am I in time for practice?" Ethan never looked away from Leo. He just smiled contemptuously. "You're too late. I have a new partner." He emphasized the word new. He walked away with Chris. People started whispering immediately. Look at him, still trying to cling to Ethan. Ethan won't even look at him now. Leo was left standing alone again. He was at the center of a social storm. He found a secluded spot by a wall. He practiced hitting the tennis ball alone. After a while, he felt defeated. He crouched down to watch ants on the ground. He heard footsteps approaching him. It was Jake. His hair was still wet from a shower. He stopped a few feet away. He shook his head, spraying droplets of water. He seemed to be walking toward Leo. Leo remembered his angry outburst from last night. He looked up, feeling a bit foolish. He tried to make awkward small talk. "Morning workout?" Jake's lips twitched. "I'll be your partner for this class from now on." He must have seen the post on the gossip site. He had rushed over from the locker room. Leo was surprisingly touched. He was truly dedicated to being a rival. He sacrificed his own time just to spite Ethan. Leo stood up, feeling a strange sense of loyalty. "For your help today, we are now brothers in arms. I will fully cooperate with you against Ethan." Ethan might have been playing with him, but even he had a possessive streak. A rival's provocation would surely bother him. Jake took the racket from Leo's hand. His face was still damp, his jaw tight. "Leo, don't make me hit you." Leo wondered why he was suddenly angry. He sheepishly backed down. After a few rallies, Leo noticed something. Jake was terrible at tennis, so he stopped the game. He walked over to Jake's side of the court. Jake looked eager, racket held high. His eyes were fixed on the net. "What are you doing over here? Let's play." He seemed to be having fun. Leo pointed to the bushes behind him. The plants were nearly bald from stray balls. "You don't even know how to play. Your grip is wrong. I'm just chasing your wild shots. Don't be mean to me." Jake shrugged, feigning weakness with a smile. "I don't know how. Teach me, Professor." Leo was focused only on his final grade. He didn't notice the other man was flirting. He started to give serious instructions. "Watch carefully. You need to place your knuckles here. Then slide your hand down. No, not like that." He reached out to correct Jake's grip. He was completely absorbed in teaching. He didn't realize how close they were standing. He didn't see the other students staring, or the dark, stormy look on Ethan's face. He only noticed Jake's body getting warmer. It was making him feel a little flushed too. He was about to ask what was wrong. Jake subtly created some space between them. He looked uncharacteristically shy. "It's too early to be this close. It's getting hot." But a cool breeze was blowing. "What's hot?" Jake gave him an exasperated look. He pushed Leo gently on the back. "Just play the game. Stop asking questions." He reached for the racket in Leo's hand. At that moment, a tennis ball flew toward them. It was spinning incredibly fast. It hit the back of Jake's hand squarely. There was a collective gasp from the class. Leo looked toward where the ball came from. His eyes met Ethan's. He was standing just a short distance away. His entire body radiated a chilling anger. He looked like a man who had been cheated on. His glare was terrifying. He stared at Leo for a long moment. Then he slammed his racket on the ground. He stormed off the court. "Are you worried about him?" Jake's voice broke the silence. "If you're worried, go after him." Leo moved to pick up the fallen racket. Jake grabbed his wrist. "You are not allowed to go." Jake's voice was rough, but his face looked hurt. It made Leo feel like a bad person. I took a hit for you. You have to take responsibility. Take me to the school nurse. Jake's hand was slightly sprained. Leo helped him apply some ointment. He began to wrap it with a bandage. Jake started a conversation. Leo, why didn't you fight back? When those guys were mocking you, he was talking about the other students. Leo had endured their taunts in silence. There were too many of them. Fighting them would mean being totally alone. He would be completely isolated. Right now, it was only verbal abuse. It was difficult to maintain a sense of normalcy. It was exhausting. Leo was just as Ethan had said. He was only brave enough to defy one person. But Jake disagreed. So what? Does it matter how many there are? What do you have fists for? Remember this. It doesn't matter who hurts you. Just punch them so hard their mothers won't know them. Here, hit me. Jake pointed to his own chest. Leo hesitated for a moment. He clenched his fist and tapped him lightly. Jake frowned. Harder. Pretend I'm Ethan. Leo took a deep breath. He swung his fist without. Oof. Jake fell backward onto the wooden bench. He clutched his chest in theatrical pain. I can see you really hate him. Leo couldn't help but laugh. He didn't notice someone outside the window. A phone was secretly recording their playful moment. Leo and Jake parted ways. Jake had a team meeting. Leo was hungry and headed to the cafeteria. He saw two familiar faces as he entered. Ethan and his friend Chris sat at a table. They seemed to be discussing something. Did you find out? Ethan listlessly poked at his food. Who sent Leo those messages? Not yet, bro. Chris hid his guilt with a cheerful tone. But I saw Leo and Jake at the nurse's office. They were having a great time. Snap. Ethan's chopsticks broke in his hand. His expression turned sinister. Chris showed him a video on his phone. It showed Leo bandaging Jake's hand. Leo's face was bright with a wide smile. Good. Good for Leo. How dare he smile like that for another guy? Chris watched his friend's reaction. He was secretly delighted. He had been in love with Ethan for years. He had always stayed in the friend zone. He couldn't believe Leo had gotten so close. That guy didn't deserve it. He saw Leo walk into the cafeteria. The source of the problem was right there. Chris added more fuel to the fire. Bro, should I get some guys to teach him a lesson? Ethan's eyes were glued to the video. He didn't say anything. His silence was permission. Leo got his food to go. He had just stepped outside. A group of guys shoved him into a nearby grove. It was the middle of the day. Most people were at lunch or resting. The few couples nearby scattered in fear. They threw his food on the ground. Then their fists started raining down on him. Leo got back on his feet. He punched the leader in the face. This enraged them. They hit him with more force. The sounds of punches and curses filled the air. But something in Leo had snapped. He felt like a cornered animal. He fought back with everything he had. He wanted to tear through a dark curtain. He wanted to free his younger self, the one who had been trapped by bullies. So he fought like his life depended on it. Even as blood started to pour from his nose. Finally, they pinned him against a tree. A fist was raised to strike his face. Suddenly, the attacker was kicked to the ground. Ethan stood before Leo. He calmly made an offer. Leo, I can give you one more chance. Come back to me. No one will ever dare to touch you again. Leo spat a mouthful of blood on Ethan's face. Go to hell. Ethan's face turned livid. An icy aura emanated from him. He took a handkerchief from Chris and wiped his face. Is this what that lowlife Jake taught you? Leo grinned, the taste of blood thick in his mouth. He didn't have to teach me. I've wanted to do this for a long time. He had always wanted to fight back. Against all the self-proclaimed straight bullies, Jake had just given him the final push. Very well. Ethan dropped the stained handkerchief. He ground it into the dirt with his shoe. Before he left, he looked back. Leo, I hope you have this same courage tomorrow. Leo gave him the middle finger. The message was clear. Things between them were now irreparable. Ethan kicked him out of their project group. He was clearly going to make things difficult. The final project required a group video. Leo couldn't complete it alone. He scrolled through his contacts list. He searched for anyone who might help. There was no one. He started to feel a pang of regret. Maybe he should have finished the semester first. Then he could have broken up with Ethan. He absent-mindedly browsed the gossip site. The post about him and Ethan was trending again. An anonymous user was defending him. The ID was, "I love my wife." This person had replied to hundreds of comments. Such dedication was impressive. Leo read through the threads. "I knew Ethan was too good for a gay guy. I love my wife. Is that so? Ask him if he regrets it now. That flinch is priceless. I've watched it 10 times. I love my wife. Your sense of humor is pathetic. Try not to laugh at your parents' funerals. That guy always seemed so feminine. I feel sick knowing he might have liked me. I love my wife. Thanks, but we're picky too. We generally don't go for pigs. I think I made eye contact with him once. I need to wash my eyes out. I love my wife. Ditto." This person felt like his secret alternate account. A name popped into his head. He wasn't sure, but he had a strong suspicion. He decided to test his theory. He posted a status update on his social media. "Need volunteers for a video project. Any takers?" He set the post's visibility to one person only. Then he turned off his phone and went to sleep. The next morning, he slept in. He checked his phone when he woke up. The fish had taken the bait even earlier than he thought. A message had arrived right after his post. "Jake, count me in for the group. How many do you need? My whole team can help out. Why didn't you reply to my message? Did you already find someone? Who? What loser beat me to it?" If this was just about revenge on Ethan, did Jake really need to be this concerned? But some guys could be that petty. Leo decided to observe him for a while longer. He replied to the message. "No, it's just you." Okay. Seeing the kissing emoji made Leo choke. He felt a little overwhelmed. In the following days, Leo went to Jake's dorm. They planned the video project together. Leo wanted the theme to be about gay identity. "Is that okay?" he asked in a small voice. "Sure." Jake agreed without a second thought. He tossed a dirty jersey to Leo. "Here, wash this for me." Ever since his hand injury, Jake had been relentless. He constantly had Leo doing favors for him. He called it repaying a debt of gratitude. He had no idea how embarrassing it was for Leo. The last time Jake had asked him to do laundry, Leo overheard his friends teasing him. "Why are you only washing your jerseys separately? Is the fabric too delicate for the machine?" "Nah, I have someone to wash them for me." "Oh, someone to wash them for you? Or someone you want to lure over here?" The person they were luring was him. So when Jake threw him the jersey again, his roommates all looked at Leo. Then they exchanged knowing smirks. They started hooting like monkeys. Leo grabbed the jersey and stormed out. He decided to wash it in his own dorm. Those jocks were all insane. Wait, why did he even take the jersey? He was completely flustered. He wasn't paying attention and bumped into someone. It was Ethan. The jersey fell to the ground. Jake's name and number were facing up. Ethan's eyes narrowed. His hands clenched into fists. "Leo, are you doing laundry for Jake?" Leo picked up the shirt. He tried to walk past Ethan. "It's none of your business." Ethan blocked his path. He seemed incredibly agitated by the jersey. "You and Jake are getting really close. What is going on between you two?" Leo was annoyed by the interrogation. He pushed Ethan away. "I'll wash clothes for whoever I want. I could wash his underwear and you couldn't stop me." Ethan's eyes were like ice. He grabbed Leo's elbow, refusing to let go. After a tense moment, he spoke. "Do you absolutely have to wash this shirt?" It didn't really matter either way. But Leo didn't want to give in to Ethan. He nodded. Ethan laughed, a humorless, angry sound. He snatched the jersey from Leo. "Fine. It doesn't matter who washes it." Leo's mouth dropped open. He watched Ethan furiously scrub Jake's jersey. Ethan was not used to manual labor, especially not for his rival's clothes. The jersey was a wrinkled, soapy mess. Foam dripped from his sleeves. Ethan told Leo to roll them up for him. Leo ignored him. Suddenly, Ethan threw the jersey down. "Leo, stop messing around with Jake. Come back. I'll add you to my project group." He pulled a luxury watch from his pocket. He looked down at Leo. The anger in his eyes softened. "You said you liked this watch once. Wear it." Leo didn't move. Ethan spoke in a low voice. "Leo, I'm giving you another chance. Let's get back together." This was the third time Ethan had asked. He was not someone who apologized easily. Ethan once had a dog he loved for 5 years. One day, the dog growled at him over its food. He gave it away without a second thought. He never gave second chances. So Leo knew this was different. Ethan might actually have feelings for him. But did that erase the pain he had caused? Leo didn't answer him. He glanced at the wet jersey. "Once it's clean, you should hang it up to dry." He had rejected the young master once again. Ethan clenched his fists. He left, slamming the door behind him. Leo started filming his video project. He and Jake's crew planned a scene at the campus lake. The wild ducks and geese made a nice backdrop. Leo arrived early to set up the equipment. A large goose suddenly snatched his camera bag. He immediately grabbed its wing. He tried to pull his bag back, but the goose fought him for it. It spread its wings and started chasing him. "Help!" He saw Jake and his friends approaching. He ran toward them like they were his saviors. He couldn't stop in time and crashed into Jake. The momentum spun them both around. The goose pecked Jake hard on the backside. "Ouch!" Jake yelped and held onto Leo tightly. His chin rested on Leo's shoulder. Leo, the culprit, felt a little guilty. "Are you okay?" Jake leaned on him for a moment. That was surprisingly soft. Jake said suddenly, then squeezed Leo's waist. "You pervert." Leo pushed him away. "Goose, get him." Besides that small incident, the shoot went well. Afterward, Leo treated everyone to a late dinner. Jake and his friends were not in his major. Their help would not earn them any course CR. When the food arrived, Jake took a spoon. He casually removed the green onions from Leo's soup. Something was not right. How did he know Leo hated green onions? On the way back to the dorm, Leo kept staring at Jake. "What is it?" Jake asked, looking down at him. Leo put on a fierce expression. He tried to sound intimidating. "How did you know I don't like green onions? What was your real reason for approaching me? Confess now." Jake just smiled and took Leo's hand. He laced their fingers together. "This is the kind of relationship I want with you." His move was too smooth. Leo was completely flustered. He tried to pull his hand away. A fist flew past Jake's face. "Don't touch him." Jake's expression hardened. He released Leo's hand and fought back. Both of them were trained fighters. Every punch landed with brutal force. They were like two wild animals in a cage. It was a vicious, bloody fight. There were splatters of blood on the pavement. Leo couldn't watch anymore. He stepped in front of Jake. He saw Ethan's fist coming toward him. He squeezed his eyes shut. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. The world was completely silent. He opened his eyes. Ethan stared at him with disbelief. His eyes were bloodshot. His lips trembled. After a long moment, he let go of Leo's shirt. He walked away without another word. Leo collapsed on the ground, still shaken. Jake tried to help him up. Leo moved away and stood on his own. "Let's call it a night. You should go rest." Jake paused. As Leo entered his dorm, Jake called out, "Leo, I'll be waiting for you." Leo's heart skipped a beat. Later, he went downstairs to take out the trash. The dorm supervisor adjusted his glasses. He looked Leo up and down. "That boy Ethan was looking for you, right? You weren't in your room. He waited at the front door all day. Was it something urgent?" Leo shook his head. As he threw away the trash, he saw something. It was a crushed, ruined cake box. A small card was stuck to the top. "Happy birthday, Leo." He had forgotten. Today was his birthday. He thought of Ethan's pained expression. He had been waiting to celebrate with him. Then he saw Leo holding hands with Jake. That's why he had lost control. A person as proud as Ethan would never admit that. So he had thrown the cake away. But what did that have to do with Leo now? His video was chosen as an exemplary project. It was shown to the entire class. The story was simple. A boy who likes other boys overcomes his fears. He finds happiness with someone else. The final scene was a kiss between him and Jake. It was a last-minute decision. They had planned to fake it, but Leo was too nervous. Jake got impatient. He held the back of Leo's head and kissed him. The class was filled with whispers. "That's so gross. How could he show that in class? He has no shame." Leo stood at the front of the room. He looked at everyone in the audience. His voice was firm and clear. "Yes, I like men. From now on, you will no longer be my fear. You don't matter." There was a knock on the classroom window. It was Jake. His face was bruised but radiant. He pointed at Leo. Then he breathed on the glass. He drew a heart in the condensation. The class erupted in chatter. Afterward, Leo sat back down at his desk. Ethan was sitting behind him. "Leo, have you made your choice? Is this what you want?" Leo looked at the fading heart on the window. "Of course.